It was Wednesday, December 25th. The location was near Uttar Pradesh, India. A villager was walking along the road when he noticed something unusual, a foot sticking out from the bushes by the roadside. As he moved closer and cleared the foliage, he was horrified to discover the lifeless body of a woman lying there. Shocked and frightened, he immediately called the police to report the incident. Shortly after, law enforcement arrived at the scene. Their initial investigation confirmed that the woman had been brutally murdered. Her throat had been slit. A forensic team was called in and the police began their inquiry. They showed the woman's photograph to the local villagers, but no one recognized her. This suggested that she was not a resident of the village, but had been killed elsewhere and left here. The police sent the body for an autopsy, which later revealed that the woman had died around 3 o'clock in the morning on December 24th, 2024. The cause of death was confirmed as a fatal throat injury. To identify the victim, the police circulated her photograph to nearby stations. Given that the crime occurred near the Uttar Pradesh-Uttarakhand border, authorities extended their search to neighboring districts in both states. The police distributed the woman's photograph to all nearby police stations and also circulated it on social media to help identify her. Days passed, December 25th, December 26th, until on December 27th, a man and a woman arrived at the Kashipur police station. The man informed the police that he was a resident of Udham Singh Nagar, Kashipur, and the woman found dead on December 25th was none other than his daughter. With this information, the police identified the victim as Akanksha, also known as Anjali. They immediately intensified their investigation. Without wasting any time, the police launched a search for Mohit, but the big question remained: who was Mohit? To uncover the truth, the police retrieved Anjali's call records. Mohit's number was easily found, and using location tracking, the authorities quickly apprehended him. The suspect was identified as Mohit Saini, a resident of Bagla village in the Nagfani police station area of Moradabad. Mohit Saini was a student and also a football player. As the investigation unfolded, shocking details came to light, details that might leave you speechless. Mohit revealed that his family owned a house in Moradabad where multiple tenants lived. In January 2023, Anjali moved into this house with her husband, Saddam. Saddam worked at a hotel in Delhi and would return home only once every 15 to 20 days, sometimes even after months. Left alone most of the time, Anjali eventually befriended Mohit, the landlord's son. Their friendship soon turned into a romantic relationship, and before long they were intimately involved. Anjali even got Mohit's name tattooed on her hand as a sign of her commitment. However, secrets don't stay hidden for long. Neighbors noticed their closeness, and soon word reached Saddam. On December 31st, 2023, Saddam discovered the affair openly. Enraged, he confronted Anjali and even physically assaulted her. News of the altercations spread throughout the neighborhood, bringing shame and scrutiny. This incident led Saddam to make a life-altering decision. He would never return to Anjali. Saddam never returned. He left for Delhi permanently, abandoning Anjali. With nowhere else to turn, Anjali saw Mohit as her only support. She told him, "I want to spend my life with you now." However, their relationship had become an open secret in the neighborhood. To escape judgment, Mohit moved to Kashipur, Uttarakhand, and took Anjali with him. Months passed, and by July 2024, their live-in relationship continued. But Mohit's family had learned about his affair, and they had already begun searching for a bride for him. Feeling the pressure, Mohit agreed to an arranged marriage, but that meant he had to find a way to get rid of Anjali. Anjali soon discovered Mohit's marriage plans, and the news shattered her. Out of despair, she attempted suicide by drinking phenol. She was rushed to the hospital, where she received treatment for 6 days. Meanwhile, Mohit's family kept pressuring him. They assured him they would find a good girl for him, and he should move on from Anjali. Mohit too had started rethinking his future. He was desperate to end things with Anjali and start a new life. But Anjali deeply loved Mohit and refused to let go. Mohit, on the other hand, struggled to find a solid reason to leave her. Then he discovered something shocking, something that gave him the perfect excuse. Mohit found out that before marrying Saddam, Anjali had been married once before. In 2017, she had wed a man named Sohaib, and from that marriage, she even had a daughter. In 2020, Anjali divorced Sohaib, and 2 years later, in 2022, she married Saddam and moved to Moradabad. However, while she built a relationship with Mohit, she never revealed the full truth about her past. Not only did she hide details about her previous marriage, but after moving to Kashipur, Anjali secretly resumed contact with her first husband, Sohaib. In Mohit's absence, she even met with him in person. Eventually, Mohit found out the truth. Feeling betrayed and pressured, Mohit decided to end things. He told Anjali, "I can't be with you anymore. I will marry someone else." But Anjali refused to let him go. Even though she had hidden things from Mohit, she wasn't willing to walk away. With no other way out, Mohit hatched a sinister plan. On December 23, 2024, he traveled to Moradabad and met his friend Omkar. Together they plotted to get rid of Anjali. On the night of December 24, 2024, Mohit and Omkar returned to Kashipur. They drank alcohol and forced Anjali to drink as well. Around 2 a.m., Mohit suddenly told Anjali that his mother was critically ill and they needed to rush to Moradabad. Believing him, Anjali agreed to go. The three of them set off on a bike, with Mohit riding, Anjali sitting in the middle and Omkar at the back. When they reached a deserted stretch near Jahangir village, Mohit stopped the bike, pretending he needed to use the restroom. At that moment, Omkar grabbed Anjali's hands from behind, and Mohit slashed her throat in one swift motion. She died on the spot. After dumping her body, Mohit and Omkar fled to Moradabad, each going to their respective homes as if nothing had happened. The next morning, on December 25, 2024, a villager discovered Anjali's lifeless body and called the police. The rest, as you know, led to the shocking revelation of Anjali's identity and the truth behind her murder. This case raises many moral and legal questions. Both Anjali and Mohit made mistakes, but the outcome was horrifying. What are your thoughts on this case? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more such true crime stories.